Hello, welcome to my lecture on engineering economics. I am Sridhar dear, working as an assistant professor in mechanical engineering at Mangalore Institute of Technology and Engineering, Mangalore, Karnataka, India. Today we are going to discuss about engineering economics, why this engineering economics is very important for all the engineers and why they need to understand the basics of engineering economics. So this is the content of my lecture. So first we'll be discussing about introduction to engineering economics, law of demand and supply, elasticity of demand and supply, law of returns, time value of money, interest and interest factors, cash flow diagrams, and decision making. The continuation of this content in the next slide: present worth comparison, future worth comparison, annual equivalent worth comparison, depreciation, estimating and costing, financial management, financial ratio analysis, financial and profit planning, and finally forecasting. So first we start with the introduction about engineering economics. We need to understand what is engineering economics first. Then we'll go step by step to understand the other basic things of engineering economics. For any engineering product to be successful, it must not only be technologically sound, it must produce some economic benefits. It means the revenue generated by the product should exceed the cost associated with the product so that profit will be there always. The discipline concerned with the economic aspects of engineering is known as engineering economics. Engineering economics nothing but the systematic evaluation of cost and benefits associated with the engineering product and their manufacturing, design and sales of the product also. In other words, engineering economics quantifies the cost and benefits associated with the product to determine whether the product generates enough profit or whether it saves money to justify the capital investment. Thus, engineering economics is very important for all the engineers. They need to understand the basics of engineering economics. So one of the basic concepts of economics, that is law of demand and supply. So before going to understand what is law of demand and law of supply, first we need to understand what is demand and what is supply. So here demand refers to the amount of a commodity which people are willing to buy at that price. So here any commodity the people are willing to buy in a particular price, that is called the demand. And supply refers to the quantity of a commodity which is offered for a sale at a particular price. Okay, so here one person is going to offer a particular commodities in a particular price, okay, in some quantities. Okay, that is called the supply. So after this next we can easily understand what is law of demand and supply. The law of demand states that the demand for the commodity increases when its price decreases and vice versa. All other things are remaining the same. So here law of demand states this, okay, when the price of the commodity is very less, okay, or when the price of the commodity is decreasing, the demand for the commodity will increase, or if the commodity price is increasing, the demand for the commodity is going to decrease. So these things already we have come across in our day-to-day life. We have seen in markets while buying some fruits and vegetables. If the price of the fruits or vegetables are less, then what we'll do is we'll buy more. If it is more, then we'll buy less. So next, the law of supply states that the supply of a commodity increases when its price increases and vice versa. All other things remaining the same. So here the law of supply states that if the price of the commodity is increasing, so then the supply also going to increase. Okay, if you take a small example of farmers, okay, so what they will do is always they'll try to make more profit. So in those cases, if the any vegetables or any fruits grown by the farmers, they will supply more if the price of their commodity is more. Okay, if the available price in the market for their commodity is more, then they will try to supply more and they will cultivate more land for the next year, like this. So if it is decreasing, if the commodity price is decreasing, then they will supply less. Here, this demand and supply curve, to understand the law of demand and supply, it's very important. So now we'll draw the demand and supply curve by considering a commodity. First, I'll draw the demand curve, then I'll draw the supply curve. So now consider a commodity, for example, a fruit, that is orange. So I'll draw the demand curve now. So now consider the orange demand schedule. We'll consider 4 different scenarios. Scenario and price of orange per kg. Then what is the demand for the quantity of orange? Demand. So first we consider the scenario A, the price ₹2 per kg of orange. Then what is the quantity demand? That is 60,000. Next, scenario B. So if it is 4 rupees per kg, then it is 40,000. Scenario C, if it is 6 rupees per kg of orange, then it is 30,000. So now we can plot this quantity, demand and price, and we can see what is going to happen to the demand curve. So now take two axes. So one is x-axis, another one is y-axis. So in y-axis we are going to plot the price, and in x-axis we are going to plot the quantity demand. Okay, so now we'll divide this line into 3 different parts. So one is so we have demand, quantity demand, that is 30,000. We'll take 30, 40 and 60. So like this, price also we are going to divide into 3 different parts. So one is 2 rupees and 4 rupees and 6 rupees. So now for the price of 2 rupees, we have 60,000 of quantity demand. So here we mark. Next, for the scenario B, for 4 rupees, the quantity demand is 40,000. So we'll mark it here. And again for 6 rupees, the quantity demand, that is 30,000. We'll mark here. So when you join these points, you'll get a curve. So this is called the demand curve. So here we can observe the main thing, that is, as the price is increasing, the demand for the orange is decreasing. If the price is decreasing, demand for the orange is increasing. So like this, we are going to plot the supply curve also. So we'll take once again the example of orange, and we'll see what is going to happen to the supply curve. So again, orange supply schedule. Okay, so here scenario A, B and C. So here price per kg of orange, and here supply or quantity supply. So here this supply law of supply states that as the commodity price increases, the supply is also going to increase. So first scenario, per kg of orange, So we'll take rupees 1. So the supply is 20,000 units. If it is rupees 2 per kg of orange, then it is 30,000. If it is rupees 4, then it is 50,000. Okay, the same thing we can plot it on the graph. We'll take two axes. One is x-axis, another one is y-axis. On x-axis, we are going to plot the quantity supply, and in the y-axis, I'm going to plot the price. Okay, so now we'll divide this x-axis into three different parts. Okay, so and y-axis also three different parts. So if you take the first scenario, for rupees 1 per kg of orange, we'll get 20,000 of demand. 20, 30 and 50. So now we plot the graph. For scenario A, for rupees 1, the supply is 20,000. We'll plot the one. We'll make one marking here by using a point. Again for rupees 2, it is 30, and again for rupees 4, it is 50. Okay, if we join these points, you will get the curve. This is called supply curve. Okay, what we can observe here, as the price is increasing, the supply is also increasing. As the price is decreasing, the supply is also decreasing. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you one and all.